I'm Dr. Jeffrey Tucker. I practice in Los Angeles, and I'm the current president of the ACA Rehab Council, and I'm with Jessica Kelly, who's out of Palmer, Florida, and she was kind enough to help us and be our model for this demonstration. And here we are at FCA, which is really remarkable, right, with all of these other practitioners from around the country. And what I want to share with you in this particular module is some new twists on a very common exercise that I know most of you are using. So raise your hand if you're using the bird dog. Good. It's one of McGill's big threes. It's usually a part of just about everybody's low back program, isn't it? So what I'm doing is we're going to take this to a whole nother level with lots of cues and integrating our CLX bands. And one of the things I want to also introduce you to, if you're not currently using it or you don't have it in your office, it's a good idea to get some of these Thera-Band Anchors. It's the CLX anchor. It's relatively new, and this allows us to use the device at home with just Velcro strips, putting it through a door. I've had this around fences, I've had this around trees. Anything that's really stable will work to put our CLX around. So I want to make sure that you're familiar with this. It's a great tool to have in your office to be able to sell to our patients. So with Jessica and I working together, Jess, let's go into a bird dog. And we'll go on all fours, and whenever we're on the ground, I like to make sure that I have my toes down, and let's go take a look at my feet and take a look at yours. There you go. So I prefer this position, and I want really gripping in a sense so that we're activating as much of our foot as we can. And we know that our knees are under the hips and our arms are under the shoulders. Now here's one of the first major cues that I want everybody to get. I don't like that posturally, most of our patients are like this. This is a common presentation, isn't it? So I want patients to externally rotate their hands. Good. So that's our first cue. Then go ahead and do your cat, cow, find your neutral spine, and get your head in neutral, so we really make sure that that chin is in proper retraction, that the head, the thoracic spine, and the sacrum are pretty level. So I might even cue her just a little bit down, and then go ahead and let's do a bird dog, an opposite arm leg. And we're kind of fast forwarding in this position. So I have her reach through the heel, pushing through the heel, good, and then elongating through the hand. So I think that this is probably how most of you would be doing a bird dog. And then you come back in, and we would repeat on the opposite side. But remember just these cues that I gave you, really reaching through that heel, elongate the fascial on the posterior chain. We know this is good for glute, for the multifidus. Can you pull those ribs in a little bit for me? Good. Keep those hips level. Head stayed neutral, and there's a nice arm reach. This is what I typically see. Now, come back in, and let's go ahead and for our first position, so I'm adding positions, I'm adding new material to this bird dog that's really been remarkable. So we'll start with the CLX Station. This is something that's available for you to have in your offices. I love these racks that I'm able to slide my CLX bands up and down. I'm able to put on all different colors, and you know that each color corresponds to a different strength, so I can have multiples up here at one time depending on the patient that I'm working with. And what we're going to do is we're going to have you hold it like this in your right hand. I'm going to take the blue and just lower this down so you can see how simple it is. I'm just loosening it up. I'm bringing it so that it's tight. I'm going to grab the ends of the loops on the blue, and we'll go into our quadruped position. We're now externally rotating our hands. Our feet are good. better position, pushing into the ground. Our knees are right under our hips. Our hands are under the shoulders, but now we're in that external rotation and scapular depression. So I'm going to keep adding different cues. We're going to have our head in that neutral position. And now I want you to test that tension. Can you bring the band with your arm in external rotation to your side? Not quite to your side, but hold it up here, and I want you to actually hold it. So bring it up, and we'll hold it here, and I'm going to give you some interesting cues. So you're right here, extend the wrist, push through your palm. Good. Hold this nice and still. Give me good scapular stabilization. Now, here's the part that I really want you to start using in your practices. Keep that chin retracted and lift the head so that this is the feeling I want you to get. Keep looking down. Good. Go this way. Elongate, opening up the cervical spine so that we're tractioning through here. Now, keep holding that if you can. I go very slow with patients and just keep layering on these poses. Now, we can do some stretching of the head right through here. It's almost like a neuromobilization, isn't that? Come back to neutral. Are you tired? Okay, take a break. Come on down. Good. And this is how I work with the patient in the office. Just one move at a time, very slow. I want you to start slowing these things down. I see patients when they come in from other practitioners or physical therapists or even, from their personal trainers, they're doing this exercise too fast. Let's slow it down. Let's give the brain an opportunity to figure out where it needs to activate, facilitate these weaker links. So, Jess, let's do it again. We're in good position. Bring the arm back. I'm really, with this arm in this position, she's getting that T4-5 area. Elongate the head. So be tall through here and push back through here. So it's this type of attraction. Now, if you're okay, bring that leg back. So you're doing the opposite arm leg. Beautiful. What do we do at the heel? Push through the heel. Doesn't that feel completely different? Now, if you can, go ahead and give yourself some self stretch. Laterally bend. Straight lateral bend. Bring it back. Laterally bend again. Bring it back. Go ahead. One more time. Bring it back. Good. And now bring that arm back and the leg back. Take a break. Excellent. So we would do both sides of that, and they don't need to do a lot of reps, do you? Right? It's time under tension that I want for her. So you can see I'm slowing it down. She's getting that time under tension. The next one that I want her to do is going to be same principles, Jess. On all fours. We're now going to try to target a little bit of a different segment in the spine. So I like that we're externally rotating our hands. Our toes are to the floor. Our spine is neutral. Our head is in that neutral position. We found our cat camel in neutral. I'm going to bring my arm straight out to the side. And do I want internal or external rotation? External rotation, you bet. So let's do that. Hold it there. You need that arm to be slightly above the glenohumeral joint. So let's come up just a pinch, the hand. Extend that wrist if you can. Good. You can see what I'm doing in through here. Working this fascia. Keep it in external rotation. Excellent. Hold it there. Hold it there. If you feel like you can, go ahead and elongate that neck. Pull the sacrum away. So I'm getting this nice long traction effect. Now you could bring a leg into it if you can. Good job. Push through the heel. You got it. Relax. That was one rep. So I love that she was able to do that. We have one more that we can go through in this progression, which is with the arm right out in front of us. And I want you to walk back. So in this regard, this is a shoulder traction. So we're going to hold it here. We're on all fours. Let's walk back so that we actually feel that humeral head getting some traction. So same pose, give me your best bird dog position or quadruped position. Externally rotate the left hand. Keep the knees under the hips. Get on your toes. Atta girl. Her head looks good, doesn't it? She's already getting better awareness of her head position, which I like a lot. And now I want to just be able to bring my left leg out, head in position, let this externally rotate at my wrist, forearm, glenohumeral joint, and elongate through the left heel, through the right palm, through the top of the head, and through my sacrum. That's a beautiful elongation technique and a nice fascial stretch, and allowing this joint to open up to help patients with impingements, but meanwhile she's still getting all of the benefits that we get from doing the bird dog. Relax, good job, she did really great. So please start trying that with your patients. They can easily do this one at home and like what this is doing for them. We're getting good results. Thank you for allowing me to share with you.